Remember that trial that was supposed to start on Monday? No, I've been waiting for any sort of developments, and they're finally slowly starting to roll in. And again, it really hasn't shifted me off my initial position that something sus is going on, and all the information that is rolled out on the back of this is, well, in fact, just rolling off very, very quickly. I just still don't think Trevor Bauer did anything wrong on this one, and the evidence that we find today is really not going to change anybody's mind, at least I think not, or at least it shouldn't, if we're going to be completely honest, because the way that it's being framed is, well, obviously, in the lady's most favorable light, but there's also text messages out there that paint her as being just a little bit less than genuine. So let's start with Bauer himself. His administrative leave, my mistake, has been extended once again. And again, this kind of just pushes me off and thinking that he's going to be pitching again at any point during this season. His 2021 is going to be over. Okay, I don't think that there's any hope that he's going to be back. He might be back for the playoffs, but I'm thinking that's like a 5% chance at this point, because this trial is going to be continuing to be drug on. And then you take a look at what's happening with Pasadena, with Los Angeles County themselves. You take into effect the lockdowns that are getting pushed there as well. So court dates might get a little bit more funky again. So who knows? But let's see right now. Bauer's administrative leave will be extended through August 13th. Again, they just do it week by week. Just kind of stringing everybody along. At this point, it just let's fucking end it, okay? Because again, none of this stuff has been proven, okay? The only thing that we know for sure is that these two people, Lindsey Hill and Trevor Bauer, had consensual sex a couple of different occasions. Tried to set up a couple of other dates as well, but those are all text messages, okay? They could be doctored, they could be altered, okay? We don't know for sure. All we know for sure is that there was a couple of outings, okay? Did one get out of hand? Maybe, but do we know for sure that Trevor Bauer caused any or all of those injuries that are there? No, we don't. This is all speculation. No criminal charges have been filed. Only a civil suit where your bar for evidence is significantly lower than any of the criminal charges need to convict Trevor Bauer in this situation. I firmly believe that this is a shakedown attempt. She was going to get cut off. Bauer was going to be moving on. Somebody got in her ear. And that appears to be the case based on more text messages that are once again out there. Bauer has been on paid leave since July 2nd, and there's been a couple of other smooth brains that are out there saying, oh, well, he's on paid leave. Oh, I would take that in an instant. Have your entire life, have your reputation drugged through the mud for, months at this point? Have your future earning potential just completely slashed off the back of these baseless allegations? Do you really think that that's a vacation, having that lorded over your head for so long, walking around everywhere you go? People who recognize you will also associate you with sexual assault, something that we don't know if you committed. If you did do it, fine, fuck them, burn them, throw them into the bay. I don't give a shit. There needs to be another anchor at the bottom of Chavez Ravine. I don't care. But then, at the same time, none of this has been proven. We don't know if he's guilty or not. It's not my place to figure it out. We've seen the judge who's in charge of this. We've seen that she's going to make him testify, even though that is not necessary in this one. That is just her exercising her power as the judge. And the way that these things shake out in California is never favorable to the guy. I hate to break it down as man versus woman, but when you take a look at the family court, the civil courts out there, it disproportionately, use some of their terminology, affects the men. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants equality in that sense. That's why I got to take up this fight. More text messages released involving Trevor Bauer and a woman accusing him of sexual assault. This is a couple days old. Lawyers for Dodgers pitcher Trevor Bauer on Tuesday attempted to counter a woman's accusation that Bauer sexually assaulted her by releasing text messages the woman exchanged with Bauer and others. Bauer was put on paid leave by Major League Baseball on July 2nd after the woman received a temporary restraining order against him and her assault allegations became public. In seeking the restraining order, the woman was acknowledged in court papers that she consented to having sex with Bauer, but has accused him of going far beyond her comfort zone. Okay? Saying he choked her unconscious and he abused her in the night of May. Okay? She said this. He says another thing. Why is he going to lose millions off the back of this? But I don't understand. Bauer's legal team has aggressively challenged the accusation, saying all encounters between them were consensual. The texts were filed publicly in the Los Angeles County Superior Court as Bauer, 30 years old. Really? He's 30? I'm 31. Interesting. Opposed the woman's request for a restraining order against him. It's unclear how many texts between the two exist and how Bauer's legal team came to select the ones and placed in the court file. Like, we've seen a whole bunch. There's been a whole bunch released from both sides at this point, and it's nice to see a little update from Bauer's side of this, because even from Lindsey Hill's side of this is not necessarily favorable to her, because remember, she wanted to become one of these baseball wives. She was already latched onto Fernando Tatis Jr. Okay, so she was just trying to work her way through different clubhouses. She was being a bat bunny. She was being a very effective bat bunny. And she ended up hooking up with some, I like Bauer. He's just also kind of on the spectrum based on a bunch of his different interviews. So she found one she could take advantage of who just signed a huge contract. So she wants a piece of that signing bonus, I suppose. The texts include messages the woman exchanged with Bauer and a friend after the April encounter, in which the woman said she was enjoying being with Bauer and expressed an interest in seeing him again. We've seen this before as well. But the messages also discuss the injuries the woman said she received at Bauer's hand. This is where it gets interesting. In one text exchange between the woman and her cousin after the incident in May, she attached a photo of her injured face. Oh my God. In response to the photo, the cousin wrote, "As long as it is consensual, I don't have to kill him." The woman replied, "It was consensual. But I didn't like the two black eyes. Look, he definitely took it too far, don't you think? Lol." Okay? It was consensual, but it went a little too far. I think that's been my position since the beginning. You can go back and check. Every video's still up. Okay? This was one of those situations where two people were fucking around. Things went a little bit sideways. Somebody got in her ear. She seen dollar signs and fucking off to the races we go. The Times is not identifying the woman. Her name is Lindsey Hill, by the way. Her page is still up there on Pod Squad. Oh, would you look at that? It's actually been taken down. Wow. Good thing you can go back and take a look at the previous video I did, what was that, a week or so ago at this point. Still up there and it's still in the video, so for as long as that's going to be around. But yeah, no, Lindsey Hill goes by her nickname, Linz Hill, so take a look at the face. The face is in the thumbnail, so they don't want to do any journalism? Fuck it, some asshole from Grand Prairie, Alberta will do it. Brian Friedman, an attorney for the woman, dismissed the new filing, saying that Mr. Bauer's defense team is deliberately twisting the tone of the text messages, just like you, projection much, exchanged with an assault victim within hours of her being attacked and tried to minimize the long-lasting impact of her physical. I don't care. I don't care about that. She said it was consensual. Case fucking closed, right? I don't care about this fucking sad story. Oh no, look at this picture, okay? That's supposed to evoke some kind of emotion. Remember, it's the exact same picture that's been floating around forever. It just had the black bars across her face. And it's like, yeah, okay, you could kind of see that, yeah, she has a black eye. It's like, okay, did she get bounced off the headboard? I don't know. Nobody knows, okay? Did Bauer cause it? Again, we don't know. Did she do it to herself in order to play up the accusations that she knows she was going to file? Perhaps. Again, we'll never get to the bottom of this because all we have is he said, she said, okay? And then at the end of the day, there's three sides to every story. His, hers, and the truth. Are we going to get to the truth? Don't know. Is this going to result in $1 million payday one way or another? Probably. Is she going to face any real consequences for this? Nah, fuck it. Woman accused the baseball star Trevor Bauer of sexual assault has encouraged the publishing of an they say unreacted, but it should say unretracted, but whatever, image that she says displays the injuries she suffered at the hands of the pitcher. This is all for an emotional response. Yeah, it looks bad, okay, and your initial response would be, oh my God, that's quite an injury there. But you know, I've seen black eyes before. It's like, okay, again, if you were apparently choked unconscious or something, shouldn't you have strangulation marks? Shouldn't something be there? If that was from the night of or whatever, they should still be fresh, right? No? Okay. The alleged victim's attorney, Brian Friedman, asked TMZ Sports to publish the photograph. Funny things you can get away with in civil court when you're not filing any criminal charges, because, yeah, no, that would be sexual assault, right? You could file for that, but you didn't. You really didn't, because you don't have the evidence to back it up. Bauer, currently a pitcher for the LA Dodgers, but bro, there's unreported anonymous sources that said the teammates for the Dodgers, yeah, bro, they don't want him back. They're moving on. Like, okay, cool. I also read TMZ from time to time. Anyways, yeah, do I think the Dodgers are probably moving on at this point? Unfortunately, yes. Mostly because you take a look at their deadline acquisitions. What did they pick up? They picked up Danny Duffy. They picked up Max Scherzer. God, they have a whole glut of arms. And then today I seen as well, they also signed Cole Hamels. They have an entire roster. They have several long men that can go at this point. They are totally full up because mostly they kind of anticipate that Bauer's not going to be available. Do I think he gets cut in the offseason? I certainly hope not. I hope this is all wrapped up by then. But again, we don't really have a dead date for this trial. And everything that I'm seeing so far, just trying to win in the court of public opinion by leaking an unredacted photo, still not wanting to publish her name or anything, still having it removed from MLB, which is, it was up there for so long, and then just, I don't know, some snoopy little motherfucker decided to crawl up on it, published it out there for the world to see, and then now all of a sudden it's gone? Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Let's just read a little bit more of this. The woman is reported to have acknowledged in court papers that she has consented to having sex with Bauer. Yeah, and then consenting to it being consensual. How much more do we want? Do we need it in writing? Because we have it in text. Is that good enough? No, or are we going to have to start walking around with fucking flip books of consent? That's what these weirdos want. She then accuses the 30-year-old of going beyond her comfort zone. Again, okay, it went wrong. Okay, if that's what is found out at the end of this, that's what everybody speculated to begin with. You have hurt feelings, okay? And I'm sure the swelling's gone by now. She also claims that during an early encounter in April, Bauer sodomized her without her consent, according to court papers. And then she went back for more. Interesting. If you were so traumatized the first time, why would you go back? Why would you say that you wanted more pain? Those were the initial text messages as well, along with rar and earth, like she's a fucking feral cat. Apparently that pussy was pretty good, am I right, guys? Yeah. Earlier this week, Bauer's lawyers looked to counter the claims against a client by releasing text messages that pretty much exonerate Bauer, at least as much as you can get. Listen, she wanted to be a baseball wife. She said it was consensual. She was doing it with other fucking baseball players. What more do you need, okay? What more do you need? We're, at this point, just prying into the private life of two individuals' private lives behind closed doors. If she was really traumatized by this, she'd file charges. But instead, she just wants a payday. So we'll get more information out as the court case continues to go on. But as for right now, yeah, nothing's really changed. In fact, Bauer's defense has just got more and more solidified. And then them just reaching out to TMZ for, here we just need a little bit more of an emotional ploy. That really points you in one direction, that her case is incredibly weak. That's my opinion, though. You guys can take the facts and run with them as you will. I thank you very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Catch y'all later.